The legalized pot of gold in Washington state. Oh, but wait, in our business, it is not as legal as we think. Welcome to Don't Ask, Don't Tell Part 2. Since the legalization of marijuana in the state of Washington, we have all seen those green crosses or legalized shops pop up all over town. Good or bad is not really the point of this discussion. We are merely talking about what happens when we have a real estate transaction and why everyone gets a little nervous if we smell something funny. You see, the problem is not what I think, what you think, or whether or not it is legal here in the state of Washington. The problem is those pesky banks again and the fear of tainted money. Federal law trumps, yes, political hot potato pun intended, state law for banks, because banks operate under the scrutiny of federal regulatory agencies such as the Federal Deposit Insurance Corp, FDIC. They have to comply with federal law. Banks live in fear of stiff penalty under a federal law requiring them to notify the U.S. Treasury Department if they suspect any customer of illegal activity, such as laundering money from the drug trade. This is the same issue your local title or escrow company has since we are moving the money. Plus, if we know it is a pot transaction, we most likely will not be able to insure it depending on our underwriter's stance on the issue at that time. Then there is the penalty, and it's a big one. And yes, if you are a broker in a transaction that the feds come after, it's on you as well. First offense is a federal mandatory minimum of 10 years. And this sentence applies to, quote, attempts and conspiracies, end quote. And that is what we get in trouble for if we know. This issue presents a dilemma for Washington state after we voted to legalize marijuana for recreational use. The decision, which extended an existing law allowing medical marijuana use, required state leaders to set up a legal industry to grow, process, and sell marijuana products. Those businesses needed land to grow, shops to sell from, and warehouses to process and distribute. The question then really becomes academic. How? Well, I am not going to be your broker and give you any advice on what you should or shouldn't do with your license. However, in my business, we just took a long, strange trip back to the future and reinstated Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And we all know how well that worked in the end. But at the end of the day, if we know, then we can't close.